The XSP does not get the credit it deserves. It is 1/10 the size of the SPX, and just like the SPY, it is a derivative, or I like to consider it a derivative of the S&P 500. That means if the S&P 500 is up, all of these instruments are going to be up. With the XSP being 1/10 the size, it means it inherently has much less risk. If the SPX is at, in this live case here, 7,423, you can just pay attention to the first three numbers. So 742, that means the XSP is going to be at 742. It is easy to do the math. That means if you trade options on the XSP, you can analyze the SPY without also having to analyze the XSP. You can just trade the options. In other words, let's just say I think the market was going to go up and I wanted to buy a call. I don't need to look at the XSP charts. Let's just say I'm targeting 7,500. That means I can just buy the 750 call on the XSP. It is rare for me to actually even have the charts up for the XSP. I only have it up for purposes of this video. But as you guys can see, or as you know on this YouTube channel, I love trading the XSP, especially with 0 DTE and 1 DTE expirations. This is a 0 DTE position I have running here today. Simple analysis off of the gamma exposure for the 0 DTE on the SPX. I noticed we were in a net negative gamma territory. This was the absolute GEX here, which was 7,450. This is 15 minutes into the market opens. This data is from Quant Trading app. It was sent to the Quant Trading app Discord channel right here, and it is published in these periodic increments, as well as the 0 DTE SPX trade engine. Now I can use the data and the information from the SPX, but I can use this information to execute a trade on the XSP, and this is that spread here. This is the same spread in option strat. This is just me sharing what the P&L looked like a little bit earlier here today. But as you guys can see, the trade is doing well. I have a couple lots. Now I'm planning on letting this cash settle. That is a huge bonus of XSP options. Just like the SPX, it means we can hold it into the close and let it cash settle. Wherever the market closes here today, that will be my P&L. If the market was to go up a little over 0.2% or so, that's going to put me right at the peak, which is going to be a little bit over $550 or so of max profit. You guys can see I'm currently up $250. The total max loss in this position here is just under $400, so $396 with just two lots. Not a lot of risk. This is extremely small size. I think for most traders, if you're trading on a 5K account, a 10K account, I think having a position that you're using less than $500, or in this case, less than $400 in margin, and that being your max loss, is a decent trade. On the upside, because I made it a broken wing butterfly, the max loss is just under $200. To be specific, it's $196, but let's just round it. So I have max loss of $200 to the upside, max loss of $400 to the downside, and I have a possibility of making close to $600 at the peak here at the close. But anywhere within this range is profitable for the trade if I let it cash settle. Obviously, again, profit can be taken at any point if you are above PDT. And actually, the PDT rule actually changed. So this is one of the major incentives for me for trading XSP, and what I encourage a lot of beginner options traders that are looking to get involved with trading spreads specifically and have a margin account. If you trade the XSP, you're using much less risk, which means you can aim to let these types of positions cash settle. If you're trading the SPX, you might be opening yourself to too much risk or too much exposure to the markets on a 0 DTE timeline. You can execute your ideas on the SPX, but use the options for the XSP, and you can build a nice flow for yourself without having the same risk. So this today, again, was relatively simple. 15 minutes into the market opens, I take a look at the gamma exposure. I'm then assessing, what do I want to do? A couple minutes later, I say, let me just run this position here for the day, while I went ahead and plot my gamma exposure levels on the chart for the SPY. And if anyone that's been following my weekly series, you guys know this is how I like to start every week, is with an analysis of the gamma exposure for the S&P 500. Now, with that being said, I noticed that there's a lot of absolute gamma around these two strikes. With my experience, I'm expecting the markets to stay choppy within this range. There's a positive gamma exposure island here, so I'm expecting the markets to, be choppier in a sense around this range for the week, but also for the 0 DTE timeline, as it is only Monday. That coincided with with what I saw on the 0DTE gamma exposure here with this concentration. So I made it an easy trade that only took a couple minutes to decide what to do. Again, I didn't want that much risk on a Monday with a 0DTE, because if I was in the SPX, it would have taken away or it would have distracted me from doing my analysis for the whole week. My risk profile for the SPX is much larger as I use much bigger sizes here. So this is, for example, I have not opened my weekly swings yet for Friday or next week Friday. I plan on doing that right after I'm done with this video, but I'm currently using about $11,000 here on the SPX, and that is relatively small for me. I'll at any point might have anywhere from $20,000 to $35,000 in XPS options running, but for the XSP, I'm still only going to use maybe $500 on a 0DTE timeline. Sometimes on a weekly swing for the XSP, I'll only use 1K. So it allows there to be a cushion, allows there to be a lot more room. It means I can hold a little bit longer. And at the same time, it opens up the possibility of squeezing out a few $100s here and there. This is really small size for me. Generally, I'll be around 3 to 5 lots even on the XSP, but I generally keep the margin below $1,000, especially if it's a 0DTE position. Guys, if you are struggling to trade the SPX, or you're sometimes not confident, or you have an idea, do not neglect the XSP. It is just a great way to build up confidence for yourself, especially if you're trying to move away from longer DTE positions and you're trying to get your feet wet with the 0DTE, 1DTE, or even weekly options in general. Do not neglect this instrument. It is one of my favorites to trade on a shorter time frame. I remember in the early days of the XSP and I was trading it, I would suggest it as an alternative option for people looking to trade. The biggest feedback I got at that time was that liquidity was pretty bad, and it is nowhere in comparison to the SPX. The SPX will have superior liquidity, but on a 0DTE and even on a 1DTE timeline, there is a decent amount of liquidity to get in and out of your options, especially if you're trading complex spreads. I trade complex spreads on it, and I generally can get filled. I'm willing to pay the asking price. So if I'm trying to buy an option, say for example, and the option is selling for, let's look at the 1DTE here. Let's just say we see that the spread is 4 cents. That is not great, but it's also not entirely terrible. The ideal price to get filled would be $1.76. Sometimes a trader might put a bid out there for $1.78, so right between the bid and the ask. But let's just say you are impatient, you can obviously just purchase it on the ask. So you're paying for it, slightly above the midpoint, which is a great place to get filled. The bid is going to be the ideal place to get filled. The midpoint is the next, generally the next best place to get filled. But you can always just hit it on the ask, because it is such low risk. In my opinion, it's okay to pay an extra 2 cents. Even if you're in 3 lots, you're paying an extra 3 cents for the option in that case here. And it's not something that I let shy me away from actually trading it. These numbers here might not be exciting from a volume standpoint. On a 0DTE, it's going to be much better. But even on a 0DTE, sometimes I will have to just hit the ask if I really want to get into the position, or if I'm selling an iron condor, I might just sell it into the bid. At this point, I think it's just an excuse to not trade something different with the XSP. If you are having consistent wins, or obviously if you have a massive account, you're on portfolio margin and you're having tremendous success with the SPX, and there's no real reason to go to the XSP. I like to trade both of them. I like to diversify my risk. I like sometimes having low pressure, or sometimes if I'm not entirely confident on a 0DT, I love the option, which was the point of this video. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to showcase to you guys a live example of a 0DTE butterfly with the XSP, what type of positions you can run with it. I like to include gamma exposure, a little bit of some analysis here of what's going on with the markets, and you guys can see a live risk profile here as well as on option strat. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below, like it if you learned something, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.